Okay, good day, guys. Good day to you all. Welcome back to the Formula Sports channel. Thanks for being here. Gentle reminder, as always, to as usual, smash the like button and also subscribe to the channel. These are both free and easy ways to support the channel. So, we're gonna get a little bit into the embarrassing display that took place at Beamer Field yesterday evening. Embarrassing display, right? We lost the game. As a matter of fact, it wasn't even an embarrassing display. It was an international embarrassment. You know that this was the game that Canada qualified. That qualified Canada to Qatar. So it was all over the place. And I did see some reports that not only alluded to Canada's qualification to Qatar, but made mention of the fact that they did so, in style with a dominant performance against our country, right? So it wasn't a good thing to see those reports in international media. So it really is an international embarrassment what took place at BMO Field yesterday, right? The game ended 4-0. In all seriousness, it could have been far more. Could have been 8, could have been 9. Easily. Canada missed a lot of sitters. Right? It could have easily have been 8-9. 8-9-0. Canada missed a lot of not half chances, Sitters. Easy chances that you'd expect a team of that ilk and players of the likes of a Jonathan David and Kyle Lauren to put away. Right? So really and truly we were actually spared, in all honesty. 4-0 actually really and truly never did it justice. Honestly, a lot of people are trying to put it at the feet of Paul Hall. I'm not saying he shouldn't hold some responsibility for what took place, but really and truly, nobody in their right mind could have expected that that particular squad could have gone to Canada in those conditions against a team of that ilk and even hold their own. Right? Nobody could have expected that. No Gray, no Bailey, the entire front three were JPL players. Right? Half the starting 11, if not more, were JPL players. Right? Nobody expected. When we saw that starting 11, man, oh God, man, many of us would have, clinging, would have been fearing for the worst, or, I don't know, prayer sessions might have started, to try and, negate what many of us felt was about to come. I think where Paul Hall could get a little bit of blame for is me personally fielding that team. I think it would have been, first of all, many people would blame him for the squad selection, even though I think that is very harsh. It is, then again, the likes of a Kaheem Paris would have probably put up a better showing than a Nelson, for sure. So there, Blair Turgot, there were players out there that, would have been better than what eventually touched the field, that was left out, that was not even invited to our knowledge, right? So there could be some blame attached to that, but obviously many of the big stars would have pulled out. But where he really does get the blame for it, in my opinion, look, regardless of how Paul Hall set up that team on that pitch, that team was gonna get run over. That team was gonna lose. It was just a matter of how badly were we gonna lose. In the end, we were lucky. It wasn't 7, 8, or 9. We were very, 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 very lucky, right? And that's why I'm gonna blame Paul Hall, because honestly, Paul Hall went out there trying to use this team to play expansive football. Now I understand that might be Paul Hall's, philosophy, so to speak, right? And that's totally understandable. But me personally, I think the situation warranted a little bit more pragmatism, right? A little bit more pragmatism in terms of, I think it would have been naive to think that a team like that could go at BMO Field in Toronto and play expansive football and not be annihilated, right? I personally think it would have served Paul Hall, better to have gone out there and approached the game from a more pragmatic standpoint, right? I mean, that expansive football that Paul Hall went out there and had this team trying to play is just luck. We didn't lose the game 9-0. I mean, look, we were always going to lose it. But my whole thing was, if he was a bit more, it could have easily have gone 9-0 with the expansive football, just barring luck, right? And if he had approached it more pragmatic, from a more pragmatic standpoint, right, it would have been less embarrassing, so to speak, right? It's just luck why the Paul has philosophical, way, so to speak, did not cause the nation complete and utter embarrassment like a 8 or 9-0. A more pragmatic approach would have probably lost us the game a fair 3-0 rather than a 2-0 rather than a 4-0 that could have been 9. That's all I'm saying. Richard King, I think his performance was very indicative of what Paul Hall was trying to do. Many people would have thought that Richard King would have gone rogue, right? And, going all over the place. And I mean, at one point in time, we saw Richard King pressing the goalkeeper, the Canadian goalkeeper. Now, to be honest with you, in my humble opinion, I think that was King's role from the get-go in terms of to help the team in attack and helping the team in overloads in certain areas of the pitch, right? Again, I appreciate that is Paul Hall's philosophical way, and that would have helped us greatly against an El Salvador. But my thing is, what we did against an El Salvador, one, we had a better team, and two, El Salvador was a weaker team, and three, we were playing El Salvador at home. Now, my thing is that Paul Hall's philosophical way of thinking will serve us well beautifully in the future. But I think Paul Hall, there are going to be moments when he's going to have to be a little bit more pragmatic, in my humble opinion. Because, as I said, Paul Hall's trying to play expansive football almost got us 8 or 9-0, right? And that's basically how I see it. I mean, the fact of the matter is the team was just not good enough to play expansive football, right? We kept on, trying to play this expansive football. We kept on losing the football, right? And because we were committing numbers to the attack, when we lost the ball, especially because of how quickly Canada transitions the football, we are not only in this game, we have seen it right throughout the World Cup qualifiers. Canada would have transitioned the ball quickly. There was a lot of space for them to exploit, and it was just wave after wave like that. It was just play after play where we're trying to play this expansive football, losing the ball, committing numbers to our attack, getting caught out, in defensive transition, not having enough numbers where that is concerned. And as I said, it could have easily have been 8 or 9, man. Easily have been 8 or 9. Did Paul Hall get carried away with some of the performances of, some of those players in the El Salvador game? Another thing we have to bear in mind as well, too, guys. I tell you now already, I'm going to tell you now again, man. The JPL players, 90, not even 90. Guys, it is going to be on rare occasions, in my opinion, where a player straight out of the JPL is ready for international football. Guys, we have to bear in mind, CONCACAF has improved, has improved big time. Right? Canada, another joke team. America, another joke team. Mexico, another joke team. Gone are the days when we could have fielded, right, JPL players on the pitch against Canada, and we probably lose, but we not get embarrassed. That can't happen going forward, right? CONCACAF is improving. Canada is here to stay. This is not a golden generation of Canadian players. They have implemented a structure that will serve them well in developing world-class talent going forward, right? Curacao is coming, Suriname coming, those teams have risen. Teams like America have gotten better as well, right? I'm going to say it, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again, right? 99% of JPL players straight out of the JPL, guys, into the national team cannot do a job for us in CONCACAF. Cannot. And we saw it yesterday. Guys, some of the performance of the JPL players was just terrible. Terrible. Me I talk about, look, me not gonna call no name, but me see JPL player first touch. When we say heavy in a man, heavy, and I mean, look, me see man a control ball and ball a go over him head and all of them something there. Look, many people will allude to the conditions as well, that it was not, you know, the conditions were extremely terrible. But honestly, I think if that game was played in summer, we'd have seen the same thing. But hey, let us see what the JPL players do going forward. Paul Hall seems to have them in his plans. Okay, the time is going to come when excuses are going to run out for these players, and people are just going to have to face the fact that these players are not good enough to hold their own at this particular level. Right? And I think eventually Paul Hall is going to realize that. He has to. He's too smart of an individual not to realize that the JPL players are not going to be able to do a job for him in CONCACAF. It's not like he's playing days where players that played locally could make an impact on the international level. The international level has risen, and the Jamaican products, right, the quality of players that Jamaica is producing has remained stagnant. But yet still everybody around us has improved. And our local products is at the same level. It's not that the reason why you saw so many players back then out of Jamaica, in my humble opinion, right, holding their own at the international level, is not because our players have digressed. Right, the rest of the world has improved while the products we are producing, the quality has remained stagnant. If it has improved just barely, certainly not, you know, not in line with the rise that is taking place internationally. Perfect example would be Japan, right, in the 98 World Cup. We saw what happened when we play a youth Japan team, you know, last year. In summer last year, we saw what happened. They absolutely annihilated us, right? But guys, again, international embarrassment at BMO Field. Let's see if we can close up. We're not gonna finish at the foot of the table now, because Honduras lost their 4 points behind us with 1 game to go. But let's see if we can close out the qualifiers on a positive note, no man. Let's hope and pray. Guys, smash like button, subscribe, take care, and stay safe. Until next time.